Now we talk about some features about the murmur. By definition, a murmur is long series of vibration generated by the heart. It can be from the valve, or it can be from the vessel wall, or the blood flow itself. This murmur can be graded in 6. Grade 1. It's the faintest murmur. You have to pay attention to identify it. Second, it is fainter. You can make it out. Grade 3 is louder, easily made out. Grade 4 is the murmur with a thrill. Grade 5, the murmur is so loud, even with the edge of the diaphragm of the steth, you can make it out. And grade 6 is the loudest murmur. If you keep the diaphragm little above the chest wall, you can make it out, the murmur. Now, some murmur, you use the diaphragm for the high pitch and the bell for the low pitched murmurs. The murmurs can be systolic, diastolic, or continuous. Apart from that, there are some murmurs which may not be due to the disease. It is called an innocent murmur. Second, the murmur can be to and fro. Then some murmurs are musical in character. What are the areas you can auscultate? 1. Mitral. 2. Aortic. 3. Pulmonary. 4. The tricuspid. The classical 4 areas. Apart from that, there are some extra cardiac sites you have to auscultate. 1. Left parasternal area. For example, it is VSD. It's called as third or fourth intercostal space close to the sternum. It is called as Rogers area. Second, left midclavicular inferiorly. For example, a condition like a PDA, you can make a murmur there. Third, right parasternal area. Whenever the aorta root is dilated, thereby incompetence of the aortic valve occurs, it is better made out on the right side of the sternum. In the murmur, it is not only the originating, but there is a difference between conduction and transmission. For example, aortic area murmur can be heard over the apex. It is almost a transmitted murmur. Then how will you distribute? How will you distinguish? A original murmur area, there may be a thrill. Intensity will be 4/5. But the same murmur, if it is connected to the apex also, it becomes lesser intensity and there will not be any thrill there. In the areas, mitral area, murmur, one can auscultate, particularly mitral incompetence. It can be heard over the apex. If the posterior cusp is involved, it can be conducted towards the right side or the left side of the sternum. Then this murmur can be heard or transmitted to the inferior angular scapula or over the spine or into the axilla. Sometimes it is heard over the sacrum also. The auscultation ways for the murmur are 1. Dynamic auscultation. That is, for example, mitral valve murmur, mitral stenosis, left lateral decubitus. Second, the respiration. Inspiration, right-sided murmurs. Expiration, left-sided murmurs. Apart from that, when the pitch is variable for bell and diaphragm, each area you auscultate first with the bell, then with the diaphragm. Remember again, the rule is when you apply the diaphragm, there should be after ring mark you have to apply with pressure. Whereas the bell, if you cover the skill without the air entering it, air still, that will be sufficient. One more point, when you use the bell, use the tip of the middle finger alone. The index and the ring finger can be kept by the side of the bell so that you can make out the apical impulse and time it. Now I will show you how to use the diaphragm and the bell. When you use the diaphragm, use all the fingers, firm pressure, so that after removing the stent, there should be a ring mark. Whereas the bell, you have to keep it in such a way, see, this is the way, 2 fingers alone, keep lightly, so that it will be air seal. That's okay. This is how you have to use the bell and diaphragm. And for auscultating the murmur, as I told you, you start from mitral, aortic, pulmonary and tricuspid area. Other method is inching auscultation, where it is originating a murmur. You have to start from the apex like that. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. You have to auscultate. So inching up auscultation, alternate bell and diaphragm auscultation, and dynamic auscultation. Dynamic, not only left lateral, standing also. For example, mitral valve prolapse. You have to ask the patient to stand, then auscultate. Then after inspiration, expiration, and one more condition where you ask the patient to squat and then auscultate. These are all the methods of auscultating. Now we come to the murmurs proper. The murmurs are classified classically 3 types: systolic, diastolic and continuous. The systolic, it has got 4 types. 1, early systolic, mid portion and late systolic. Apart from that, throughout the systole, it is a continuous pansystolic or holosystolic. Whereas diastolic, early, mid and late diastolic. Late diastolic, sometimes use the term pre-systolic murmur. Then you have to find out whether the murmur is originating from that area. As I told you, here you have to use the diaphragm or the bell depending upon the murmur. Then inching by inch you can appreciate it. There are some named murmurs are there. One, commonly known as a Gibson murmur, a PDA murmur. It is a continuous murmur. What is definition of a continuous murmur? It starts with first sound and then covers the second sound, enters the diastole. It need not cover the entire diastolic period. What is pansystolic? It starts with the first sound, ends with the second sound, uniform intensity. Ejection systolic. It is starts after the first sound. It has got a crescendo and decrescendo pattern. It stops in the mid portion itself, or it may go to the mid systolic period also. The mid systolic, particularly getting with aortic stenosis. The late systolic, mitral valve prolapse can cause it. Whereas diastolic, early diastolic, a classical condition will be aortic incompetence. Remember, this is high-pitched murmur. Sometimes we keep the diaphragm or the chest wall or the aortic area and then ask the patient to lie prone. Thereby the chest wall itself compressing the diaphragm. You can make out the murmur. Then mid-diastolic. It occurs with mitral stenosis. Other thing is pre-systolic or late diastolic, again mitral stenosis. Remember, mitral stenosis is a murmur which is localized and it confines to the mitral area alone. Even if you miss by diaphragm size, you can miss the murmur totally. There are some named murmurs. One is the Gibson murmur. It's a PDA murmur. Second is Rogers murmur. It is a VST murmur. In mitral rheumatic carditis, early stage, they can have Carey-Coop's murmur. Then, over the sternum, left sternum, a functional murmur, it is called as Still's murmur. How will you distinguish between a original murmur or innocent murmur? Innocent murmur do not have thrill. They are not conducted and intensity will be less. So apart from cardiac, sometimes we auscultate over the interscapular area a murmur or infrascapular. It may be because of coarctation of aorta or collateral can produce the murmur. Apart from heart and back chest, one can auscultate over the femoral artery, particularly aortic incompetence. It produces again a systolic or diastolic murmur. It is called as Durocher's murmur. So with this, cardiovascular system is over. Thank you.